Hi guys! Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Bago ang lahat, ako nga pala si Sir Marvin Domingo, sa akong teacher. So, gumagawa tayo ng mga video lessons sa mathematics, specifically Mathematics 10 and Mathematics 7. So, gumagawa tayo ng mga videos para gabayan kayong mga mag-aaral na matutunan ng inyong mga aralin sa mathematics. Ang approach natin, hindi tayo mag-stick sa purong English, no? Para hindi kayo maboring. At subukan nating maging light lang o happy lang yung ating discussion. So, welcome sa ating unang video lesson. At ang pag-aaralan natin ay tungkol sa sequence. Mga objectives natin: first, define a sequence, classify sequence, find the general or the end term of a sequence. So yan, mga objectives na ma-achieve niyo, matututunan nyo after watching this video. Kaya tutok lang kayo guys hanggang sa dulo para malaman natin yung mga objectives na yan. So what is sequence? A sequence is a collection of letters, numbers, objects or things that follow a specific pattern. So take note of these words, specific pattern. Furthermore, sequence is a function whose domain is the finite set. So 1, 2, 3 up to n, or infinite set 1, 2, 3 and then ellipsis. This is according to Kalyanta M et al. So in here, the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 up to n represents the position or order of each number, letter, object, or thing in a sequence. So this means na ang mga numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4 hanggang n, pwede rin na ganyan, 1, 2, 3, 4 lang, they represent the position or the order of each number or letter, or tinatawag natin na term. A sequence consists of terms. Okay? So, yung mga terms na yan ay may mga arrangement kung sino yung unang lumabas, pangalawa, pangatlo, and so on and so forth. So, we are particular with the position. Pangilan ba siya? Pangalawa, pangatlo? So, yun ang ibig sabihin ng letter N natin dito sa ating representation. So, we will see how do we make use of N. So before that, we have types of sequences. So the first one is finite sequence. Finite o finite, okay lang yun. So for example, we have A of n. So itong mga nakikita nyo dito, 2, B, 5, E, 8, H, tinatawag natin silang terms. Okay? And as you can see, merong mga patterns sa terms natin. So, hindi lang basta maglalagay tayo ng term. Kung ano yung gusto nating ilagay na term, hindi po ganun. Dapat meron siyang specific pattern. So, in this case, makikita natin the first term is, so yan, first term, 2, and then followed by B. Okay? Right after B is 5. So let's take a look at now the relationship of 2 and 5. And sunod si E. After that, 8 and H. So as you can see, alternate yung ating number saka letter. And is there any relationship with the numbers 2, 5, 8? Correct. So, nagdadagdag tayo ng 3 sa mga terms na numbers. And how about dito sa ating letters? So, Nagdadagdag din tayo ng tatlong letter para makuha yung susunod. So, meron tayong pattern. Sabi natin, hindi lang pwedeng lumabas yung term dyan. Kung ano yung gusto nating ilagay na term, o pwede ba? So, hindi po pwede yon. So, this sequence has a last term. Then it is called affinite sequence. It is a finite sequence with 6 terms. So, as you can see, meron po daw siyang last term, naka-indicate yung kanyang last term. At pag may last term, may huling term, tatawagin natin siyang finite sequence. So para madali ninyong matandaan, pagka finite sequence, merong last, merong end, merong katapusan. Yan. So, kung i-relate, para matandaan lang ninyo, i-relate natin. Kapag may boyfriend o girlfriend kayo, nag-break na kayo, ayan, mayroon ng ending yon, mayroon ng last na yon, last term na yon. So, wala na, tapos na. Ganun ang finite sequence. Okay? So, share ko lang kapag nag-end, siyempre malulungkot na, lalo yung mga boys. Parang may kasabihan yata yung mga boys na pag mga boys daw nabigo, hindi naliligo. Totoo ba yun, boys? Pag nabigo, hindi naliligo? O baka girls kaya yung mga yon? Okay, so let's continue. So that's the first one, finite sequence. And another is the infinite sequence. So in this case, makikita natin 3, 6, 9, 12, and then wala siyang nilagay na last term. Instead, gumamit siya ng tatlong dot. So ano kaya yan? Ano kaya ibig sabihin ng tatlong dot na yan? And by the way, ito yung first term, second term, third, and fourth term. Ano kaya ibig sabihin ng dot na yan? So this sequence has no last term as indicated by the ellipsis. So this ellipsis, yun po yung symbol niya. Ayan, yung tatlong dot. Okay? Hence, it is called an infinite sequence. Okay? We may use the notation a sub n, or a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4, up to a sub n to represent yung a of 1, a of 2, up to a of n respectively. So pagka infinite naman, ito na yung mga walang katapusan. Yan, sana all walang katapusan. So kung relate natin, meron bang ganyan? Meron. Kung kanina, ang boyfriend-girlfriend nyo, may ending, finite yon. Pag infinite naman, tignan nyo yung pagmamahal na galing sa inyong mga magulang. Yan, mga pagmamahal na galing sa magulang kasi infinite yan, walang ending. Okay ba? So, I hope clear sa inyo yan, Next. So, we have here an activity. This activity is taken from the last. Okay, so answer natin yung first two para meron kayong at least guide sa pagsasagot ng susunod na mga items. So direction. Each of the arrangements below shows a pattern. Answer the questions as. So for number 1, we have E, 5, J, 10, O, 15. So as you can see, may pattern kaagad. 5, 10, 15. E, J, O. Okay? So the question now is, what is the next term of the sequence? Ano kaya ang susunod dito? Okay? So you can write your answer at the comment section. Pakilagay na lang doon yung sagot ninyo. Anyway, kayang-kaya nyo naman yan. Alam ko kayang-kaya nyo yan. And for the second one, we have here an isosceles triangle. The second term is an arrow pointing to the right, followed by two isosceles triangles. And yung arrow na natin dito, naka-point na sa taas. Susundan ng tatlong isosceles triangles, and kanina yung arrow natin nasa taas, dito na ngayon siya sa may left side. Question: what is the next figure in the sequence? Okay, so magiging malamang triangle ito. Pakilagay na lang din yung sagot sa may comment section. What is the 10th figure? Uy, pangilan ba yung 10th figure? Tingnan nyo natin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, kailangan nyo muna hanapin yung 7, 8, 9, tapos bibigay nyo yung pang 10. Alam pong kayang-kaya nyo rin yan, guys. And habang nagsasagot kayo, pwede nyo namang i-post yung video natin at saka ilagay na lang yung ating sagot sa ating comment section. Okay? So in Mathematics 10, we often encounter a sequence that follows a pattern just like those given in the activity. A general term or n term defines a given sequence. Okay, what do you mean by that? So the general term or the n term of the sequence 2, 7, 12, 17, and followed by ellipsis is defined by a sub n equals 5n minus 3. If we're going to take a look at the terms, meron pattern na lumalabas, isn't it? So 2 maging 7, okay, maging 12, maging 17. So nag-a-add tayo ng 5 to get the next term. So may pattern, hindi lang basta-basta naglalagay tayo ng terms sa ating sequence. Okay, to find the first 4 terms of the sequence a sub n equals 5n minus 3, we replace n by 1. Okay, so yung n dito, pinapalitan natin yan ng numbers depende kung pang ilang term yung gusto nating makita, gusto nating palabasin. So para mag-gets ninyo, meron tayong first term, isn't it? Second term, third term, fourth term. So kung gusto mong makita yung first term, ang gagamitin mong value ng n is 1. Pag ang gusto mong makita ay yung second term, ang gagamitin mong value ng n ay 2. So ganun lang po yun. Yun po ang representation ni n. Okay? So replace n by 1. The general term becomes a sub 1 equals 5 times 1. So we just substitute the value of n, which is 1, kasi gusto nating makita ulit si first term. 5 times 1 is 5 minus 3. That will give us 2. So the first term is 2. Okay? For the second term, gagamitin na natin si 2 as the value of n. So the general term becomes now a sub 2 equals 5 times 2 minus 3. So that will give us 10 minus 3. And the answer is 7. So first term, second term. So ganun lang po ang paghahanap ng terms if given na yung ating general term. So, ganun din for n equals 3. So, ang third term natin is 12. And for the fourth term, that will give us 17. So, yun po yung sinasabag natin na general term or yung rule na nagbibigay sa atin ng mga succeeding terms ng isang sequence. So we have here an activity. So the general terms of the sequences are given below. Find the first 5 terms, okay, of each of the following. So we have items 1 to 5. Ang kailangan natin yung unang 5 terms. So to get that, you simply substitute the values a sub 1, yung a sub 1 natin hanggang 5. So, gumamit ka ng value ng n na 1. It will give us the first term. Gamitin mo yung 2 na value ng n. That will give you the second term. So, let's try. If the value of n is 1, so that will give us 1 plus 3. Correct? So, the first term is, ang first term natin is 1 plus 3. So, therefore, ang first term natin is 4. If you make use of 2 as the value of n, so that will give 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay? So, meron ka ng second term. So, ganun lang. The third term, so 3 plus 3, that is 6. So, looking at the first 3 terms, meron bang pattern sa first 3 terms? Siyempre, nag-a-add lang tayo ng, anong meron? Nag-a-add tayo ng 1. So, kung gusto mo lang shortcutin, pwede na. Pwede ka nang mag-add ng 1, so that will give you 7 and 8. So 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So those are the first 5 terms of the sequence. Okay ba? So itong 2, 3, 4, and 5, so I will let you find the first 5 terms. Pwede nyo i-post muna yung video natin so that may time kayong magsagutan yung mga items na yan. Okay, so how do you form the general or the end term of a sequence if its terms are given? So below are 3 examples on how to find the general or the end term of sequence whose terms are given. So what is the general end term of the sequence whose first 5 terms are 4, 7, 10, 13, and 16? So kanina, sa previous activity, binigay sa atin yung general term and then we are asked to give the terms, yung first 5 terms. So what if now binaliktad? Binigyan tayo ng terms and then we are asked to find the general or the end term. Parang yung rule ang ibibigay natin. So, in that case, we need to observe thoroughly the terms in our sequence. So, take a look at the first term which is 4, a sub 1. First term po ang ibig sabihin nun. 3 plus 1 or 4 can be written as 3 plus 1 o pwede rin na 3 times 1 plus 1. Diba? And for the second term, 7, pwede pong isulat ang 7 as 3 plus 3 plus 1. Or we can rewrite that as 3 times 2 plus 1, 7. Okay? And pag kinontinue natin yung prosesong yan, makikita natin na mayroong pattern na lumalabas, no? Nagdadagdag tayo ng 3, correct? Or we can say, or we can rewrite this as this one. Parehas lang din naman ang ibig sabihin. So from this observation, makikita na natin yung rule natin. So ano kayang magiging rule? So pagka 1 ang ginamit mo, a sub 1, a sub 2. So makita nyo yung pattern dyan, a sub 4, ayan, a sub 5. So pwede nating sabihin na you just multiply n with 3 and add 1 to get the preceding term. So ano kaya ang magiging general or end term ng ating sequence? So here it is. The general term of the sequence is a sub n equals 3n plus 1. So makita nyo si n represents kung sinong term yon. So kanina a sub 1, so 1 din ang nilagay natin. Okay? Next, another example. What is the general term of the sequence 2, 4, 8, 16, 32? If you're going to examine, anong nangyayari sa mga terms natin? Pag ang sagot mo, nadodoble, correct, nadodoble yung terms natin. So let's try to rewrite the terms para tignan natin kung may makita tayong pattern. A sub 1 is 2, okay? Followed by 4. At ang 4, pwede natin i-rewrite as 2 times 2. The third term, which is 8, is written as 2 times 2 times 2. Okay? And for the fourth term, 16, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Yan. And for the fifth term, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 equals 32. Kaya tayo nagto-times ng 2 guys, dahil sabi natin kanina, nadodoble lang yung mga terms natin. Okay? What is the relationship between the order of the term in the sequence n and the number of factors of 2? It is evident that n is equal to the number of factors of 2. So, ang general term natin, we can say that a sub n is equal to 2 raised to n. And 2 raised to n, yung n natin now will act as an exponent. Kung ilang beses mo multiply yung 2, siya na ang magiging, kung ilang beses mong, kung ano ang n mo, will say how many times you divide or multiply 2 to itself. Okay? So kung 5 ito, 5 ang n mo, 5 beses mo ring multiply. Kapag ang n mo ay 4, yan, 4 na beses mo i-multiply. So, yun ang ibig sabihin ng general term natin dito. 2 raised to n. Okay. Next. So, what is the relationship between, ayan na, yan. Another example. What is the n term of the sequence 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36? So, ano kayang meron sa mga numbers na ito? Is there any pattern sa mga numbers na nabanggit natin? So, take a look at this one. For a sub 1, we have 1 times 1. Yan. For a sub 2, 2 times 2. A sub 3, pangatlo, 3 times 3. And yun yung pattern natin. Kung ang n mo ay 6, you make use of 6 times 6, correct? Kung ang n mo ay 7, you make use of 7 times 7. So, yun yung mga lumalabas na values. And if you are going to recall, these numbers are what we call perfect squares. Ayan. Kasi ang perfect square numbers, so these are the product of a number multiplied to itself. It can be noticed that the repeated factor is the order of the term n in the sequence. Therefore, n term of the sequence is a sub n equals n square. Kanina, 2 raised to n. Pero ngayon, n square naman. So magkaiba po yun ha. Magkaiba yung 2 raised to n, iba yun sa n raised to 2. So yung n natin, represents, yan. Papalitan mo lang yung n kung pang ilan ang gusto mong term na makita. So I hope guys. We have here another activity. What is the answer of the riddle? It ranges in size from minute blossoms to giant blooms. So for this activity, we need to match the general term of a sequence in column B to its corresponding terms in column A. Write the letter of your answer on the space provided before each number to be able to answer the riddle. So we just need to match. Okay, for column A, nandito yung mga terms natin at sequence and its terms. Sa column B, nandito naman yung general terms natin. Okay, for the first one, for number 1, so let's try to answer. So para hindi kayo mahirapan, no? Pwede rin ganito ang gawin niyo. You may select C. Try kayong mag-substitute ng values ng n. Tignan niyo later on kung nandyan ba yung sequence na lumabas making use of this specific rule. Let's try. 5n, so gamitin mo muna ang 1. 5 times 1. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1, 6. Gamitin mo ang n mo, which is 2. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1, 11. So meron ba dyan? Mukhang wala. So wala. So ibig sabihin, hindi mo na gagamitin yung letter C. So walang letter C dyan. Panggulo lang C, letter C. So ganun po yun. You just continue. Alam ko kayang-kaya nyo yan. Ganun din for letter E. Tingnan natin. So make use of n, which is 1 for the first term. 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 half. May 1 half ba? Ayun, may 1 half. Tingnan natin kung ilalabas niya yung susunod. So ang lumabas is 1 half. Mahirap magsulat. 2 is of 2. 2 plus 3. That will give us 3. So 1 over 3. 1 over 3. Ayun. So ayun na yung terms na lumalabas. So that is letter E. So ganun lang. Yan. So meron ka na isang letter dyan. So ang ibibigay mo na lang is yung remaining items. 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Okay, pwede nyo i-post muna guys habang sasagot kayo. Okay, yan. So, dito na tayo sa closure. So, a sequence is either finite, last term is specified, or infinite, last term is not given or specified. So, sabi natin kanina, pagka finite set, merong last term. Pagka infinite, yung finite sequence rather, merong last term. Pagka infinite sequence, hindi naka-specify yung last term natin. Hindi niya sinabi kung ano yung last term. Finite, may katapusan. Infinite, walang katapusan. A sequence is defined by a general term. Okay, so yung general term nito is the rule to get the terms of a given sequence. So pag ginamit mo yung general term na yan, kahit anong term ang gusto mong hanapin, mahanap mo by using the general term. And if some of the terms of a sequence are given, we can give the general term and the succeeding unknown terms. So ayan yung ginawa natin kanina, no? Kahit ano ng term ang gusto mong hanapin, malalaman mo na yan if alam mo yung ating general term. Okay? So, that ends our video lesson. See you next time sa mga susunod na video lessons natin. Please subscribe na rin sa ating channel. By the way, meron na tayong 1,000 subscribers. Ayan, di joke lang. Hindi po 1,000 yon, isa pa lang po yung subscriber natin doon. At yung subscriber na yon, ako din yon. Ako din yung subscriber na yon. So, pwede kayong mag-subscribe, pwede. Libre lang namang mag-subscribe guys. So, para ma-motivate tayo gumawa ng another video lesson later on. So, stop muna tayo dyan and bye-bye muna. So, always lagi tayong mag-ingat. Iwas tayo sa COVID-19 by syempre sundin natin yung mga protocols. Always wear face mask, face shield. Hindi lang sapat yung isang face mask lang. So, dapat doblehin mo na. Double face mask. Para mas safe tayo. And, syempre, ugaliin nating mag-disinfect. Mag-disinfect sa paligid, sa kapaligiran natin, at sa sarili natin, personal hygiene. Dapat palagi tayong malinis. Nagdi-disinfect tayo ng pakamayan natin para maiwasan magkasakit. Hirap magkasakit ngayon. So, yun muna ang simple nating paalala. Bye muna and see you sa susunod na video.